And the Maharashtra nomination deadline has ended. It's now over to the campaign as all of the seat-sharing talks have come to an end, culminating in nominations being filed right up to an hour ago. Now, the deadlock for Mahayuti continues over one seat, the Malegaon seat. They haven't fielded anyone yet, so what will happen there remains a big question mark. As far as the Aghadi is concerned, their seat-sharing deal is done. 288 seats are all taken care of till the very last hour. Negotiations and bargaining continued, but the Aghadi got their act together. They've ensured the seat-sharing deal is complete. As far as the Mahayuti is concerned, the BJP, as expected, has bagged maximum seats. There was a big question mark within the Aghadi over who will get the maximum seats. It's the Congress. And at a time when you had the Uddhav Sena piling pressure, the NCP Sharad Pawar faction piling pressure, the Congress has prevailed, getting the lion's share in the Maha Aghadi. Ritwik Bhalekar is joining us live with more details on this. Ritwik, break it down for us. Now that the nomination time has come to an end, how has the Mahayuti fared in their seat-sharing talks? How has the Aghadi fared in their seat-sharing talks? Let's talk about Mahayuti first.
Absolutely. The first round of the rumble has come to an end after the nomination filing deadline has ended, we can say. And as the figure goes, Mahayuti, in Mahayuti, BJP has bagged more number of seats. They have fielded 152 candidates in total, and 4 seats are given to allies. At the same time, Shinde faction is also contesting 85 seats. There were only 50 MLAs with CM Eknath Shinde, 40 after the split of Shiv Sena, and 10 independent were supporting CM Eknath Shinde, but they have got 85 seats in their kitty. While in Mahayuti Alliance, National Congress Party, Ajit Pawar camp seems to be getting less number of seats, that is merely 52, and one bone of contention in Shivajinagar Manpur Assembly constituency, where Nawab Malik, after an opposition from both BJP and Shinde camp, they have fielded Nawab Malik from this constituency, where right now I am standing, and we've just interviewed Nawab Malik on this issue. If we have a look at Maha Aghadi's seat-sharing pact until now,
Ritwik,
Congress
just before we
has
go into Aghadi, can you explain to us why the Malegaon seat has a big question mark for Mahayuti? What happened there?
Yes, there were many contenders, many aspirants from all the 3 major constituent parties of Mahayuti. Talks were going on, deliberations were continuously being done till the last minute. However, the time for filing nomination has surpassed, and no consensus could be reached, and hence they have missed this seat, and they could not file any nomination with consensus. One candidate cannot be finalized in Mahayuti on Malegaon seat.
So there was no consensus on that. As far as the Aghadi goes, Ritwik, quickly from you, there was a lot of talk that there are a lot of differences, but they've managed to ensure candidates are fielded in all seats. Are there any seats in which you've got 2 allies of the Aghadi actually fighting it out? Because there was some talk of a friendly fight between the Uddhav Sena and the Congress in some seats.
Absolutely. At the surface level, it seems that they have managed to finalize the seat-sharing pact, but there are many seats across the Maharashtra where both of the allies, be it UBT Shiv Sena, be it Congress, or be it NCP Sharad Pawar camp, they have fielded candidates against each other. Let it be Kurla seat in Mumbai, where both Sharad Pawar camp and UBT Sena have fielded their candidates. Similarly, Solapur South, Paranda in Marathwada were other 2 seats where the same allies of the Maha Aghadi have fielded candidates against each other.
Okay, so both alliances essentially have issues. Mahayuti couldn't sort out their differences, and that's why in Malegaon, you've got no candidate. As far as the Aghadi is concerned, they've got a problem of plenty of too many candidates in some seats as well. Ritvik, I request you to stay with me. Let's just round up all the updates that have come in the last 24 hours. The nomination deadline has come to an end today. You saw several big leaders once again filing their nominations, including Milind Deora, who is the Worli candidate for the Shiv Sena, taking on, therefore, Aditya Thackeray. The Maha Aghadi, till the very last hour, was negotiating. There was talks about who will get what, but essentially the Congress has got the lion's share. In Mahayuti, one seat, there's been no consensus over. But as far as the last-second decisions were concerned, one was, of course, with regards to Nawab Malik. There were a lot of question marks about whether he'll get a ticket or not, so much so that today he had two forms with him, saying that if they don't give me a ticket, I will go ahead and file the nomination as an independent. But at the end hour, the approval came, the AB form came essentially from the NCP Ajit Pawar faction. However, while Nawab Malik has filed his nomination as an NCP candidate from Mankurt, there will be a question mark over how he'll campaign, because the BJP has made it very clear they want nothing to do with Nawab Malik, considering he's accused in several corruption cases. Having said that, Nawab Malik in his campaigns cannot use the BJP symbol, cannot use the BJP flag, despite being a candidate of the alliance partner. Now, the other big headline that's come in is that Swapna Patkar, prime witness in the Patra Chaul scam, is set to fight independently against Sunil Raut, who is the brother of Sanjay Raut. He's the incumbent MLA from Vikhroli constituency.
इस बार शिवसेना और महायुति पूरी थंपिंग मेजोरिटी से जीतेगी, क्योंकि 2.5 साल महा विकास आघाड़ी ने सब रोडे डाले थे, काम बंद किए थे, प्रोजेक्ट बंद किया था, उनको हमने शुरू कर दिया। और इसलिए हम ये डबल इंजन की सरकार में 2 साल में इतना काम किया है। इस काम के बलबूते पर महाराष्ट्र की जनता फिर ये महायुति के पक्ष में।
माझं स्वप्न आहे की पुढील 5 वर्षात बारामतीला आणखी काय देता येईल याचा विचार करताना एक लोकप्रतिनिधी जे आवश्यक आहे ते शक्य आहे ते सर्व केलंय असं समाधान माझ्यासारख्याला वाटतं, परंतु एवढ्यावर मी थांबायला तयार नाही। अपन काळजी करू नका।
वर्ली का विजन वही होगा जो स्थानिक नागरिकों का विजन है, वही मुख्यमंत्री साहब का विजन है। मैं वर्ली करो, मुंबई करो, दक्षिण मुंबई करो के लिए हमेशा काम करने को तैयार हूं, एमपी हूं या ना हूं। माय एम इज टू वर्क फॉर पीपल। हमारे संबंध दक्षिण मुंबई और मुंबई ये कोई हमारी जन्मभूमि है, कर्मभूमि भी है। मुंबई में जो कॉमन मैन है, सबसे बड़ा समस्या हाउसिंग का है। यही विजन मुख्यमंत्री पूरी मुंबई में लागू कर रहे हैं। घाटकोपर की रमाबाई नगर, वर्ली के बीडीडी चौल, यही काम को हम आगे ले जाना चाहते हैं।
महाराष्ट्रामध्ये सत्ता परिवर्तन ठरलेलं आहे। महाराष्ट्रामध्ये महाविकास आघाडीचं सरकार, बहुमताचं सरकार महाराष्ट्रामध्ये येणार, हे काळ्या दगडावरची पांढरी रेष आहे।
दुख इस बात का होता है कि किस तरीके से भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने सत्ता में आने के लिए धनबल का इस्तेमाल कर एजेंसीज का इस्तेमाल कर आज परिवारों में लड़ाई कराई है, पार्टियों को तोड़ा है, और फिर भी जनता इनके साथ नहीं है, ना इनके साथ सहानुभूति है। उम्मीद है कि आने वाले समय में जो भी इस तरीके की मन में सोच रखता होगा कि पार्टियों को तोड़ो, परिवारों को लड़ाओ, उनसे महाराष्ट्र का जो नतीजा आएगा, उनसे ये लोग सब सबक सीखेंगे।
So let's explain to you the seat formula for the Maha Aghadi and the Mahayuti. The Aghadi first. Who's gotten how many seats? Because so far we've been seeing all of these talks with both the Uddhav Sena and Congress seeking a lion's share. The Shiv Sena, which is the Uddhav Sena, at least in this particular case, has gotten 96. The Congress wanted somewhere between 100 to 105. They've got what they wanted at 102. Mind you, there are a number of seats where the Congress and the Uddhav Sena are fighting it out, saying it's a friendly fight in these seats. Will that hamper them is the question. Then you look at the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. They've got 86. The smaller parties in the Maha Aghadi, like the Samajwadi Party, has 2 others too. That comes up to 288. Now let's take a look at the Mahayuti seat formula. The BJP has 148. So again here, they've got the lion's share. The Shiv Sena has 80 seats. NCP Ajit Pawar faction at 52. Others at 6. There's 1 seat in which there is no clarity what's going to happen. Maligaon seat, where the Mahayuti failed to really make a decision, so they haven't been able to field a candidate there. So in Maligaon, there is no candidate for the Mahayuti. So the total seats is at 287 for the Mahayuti. They've missed out on one because their talks clearly didn't progress on that seat. Now that we've got, in fact, all of the big names, the big faces in this battle, let's take a look at all of the constituencies to watch out for, the big battles in this election. Beginning, of course, with the big ones coming in from Mumbai, in Worli, and we've been talking about this. It's Aditya Thackeray versus Milind Deora, two urban faces squaring off against each other. Aditya Thackeray, of course, had it easy in 2019. It was an absolute walkover for him. This time with Milind Deora contesting, will there be a challenge for him remains the question. But this is a battle no doubt to watch out for in Worli. Let's talk about the other big Mumbai seat. This is in fact Mahim. And here you had a last minute twist. Amit Thackeray, who's the son of Raj Thackeray, is contesting from here. There was a lot of talk that there's an understanding that the BJP will not field anyone and therefore the Mahayuti won't field anyone. But in a sudden twist, you had Sada Sarvankar entering the battle. He is the incumbent MLA of Mahim and has represented the seat for the last 3 times. He put down his foot, said very clearly, there's no question of me backing out from this battle. So he's had to be accommodated. So the Shinde Sena went ahead and gave him that ticket. So he is, in fact, in the battle. So this is going to be a tough one for Amit Thackeray simply because Sada Sarvankar is extremely influential in this area. Let's get you the next big one. This is from Thane of Kopri Pachpakhadi. And this is, of course, a seat everyone's been talking about because Eknath Shinde, Maharashtra Chief Minister, is looking for a 4th term from Kopri Pachpakhadi. He's squaring off against Kedar Dige, who also is a candidate who can't be underestimated considering that he is the son of Eknath Shinde's political mentor. So it'll be interesting to see how really they campaign because their ideologies are so similar. Eknath Shinde doesn't just have to deliver Kopri Pachpakhadi, but the entire Thane region. Let's take you through the next big fight, that of Baramati. We've been seeing an all-out family fight in Maharashtra, Pawar versus Pawar. You're going to see that play out in Baramati as well because up against Ajit Pawar is Yugendra Pawar, who is the grandnephew of Sharad Pawar. Essentially, his uncle is Ajit Pawar. So it's uncle versus nephew playing out in Baramati. Young versus a senior Pawar face. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in Baramati, which has always been a Pawar bastion. But here they have to fight and decide which of the Pawars they actually choose. And let's take a look now at Karad South, where you have former Maharashtra Chief Minister Prithviraj Chavan squaring off against Atul Bhosle of the BJP. These are just some of the battles to watch out for, which are going to be extremely interesting, and many of them are based in Mumbai. Ritwik Balekar is also with us for more details. Ritwik, I want to talk a bit also about what happened with Nawab Malik. This is a seat that was very interesting because Nawab Malik kind of arm twisted his way into getting a ticket right now. He made it very clear that there's no question of him backing off from the fight, that if the Ajit Pawar faction didn't give him that ticket, he would go ahead and fight as an independent.
Yes, absolutely. Nawab Malik seemed to be very determined to fight from the constituency of Mankur Shivajinagar in Mumbai. He initially filed 2 nominations, one from the party and other independent. But he waited till last minute to get the AB form from the Ajit Pawar faction's party officially. He got the form, he attached form at 2:55 p.m. That is just 5 minutes away from the deadline. And we saw that now Ajit Pawar has taken a decision to field Nawab Malik as an official candidate of his party. But at the same time, we could see that even BJP leaders are opposing Nawab Malik's candidacy and they are not ready to support him. At the same time, even Eknath Shinde faction has fielded their official candidate Suresh Patil in the fray. So Nawab Malik is quite confident of winning with the support of the people of Mankur and Shivajinagar. At the same time, he is pitched against Abu Azmi from Samajwadi Party, who has won from this seat for last 3 consecutive terms. Now it is going to be a triangular fight, but at the same time, there seems that nothing is well in Mahayuti, and how Nawab Malik is going to garner support from the people and not from the allies of Mahayuti alliance.
Okay, so it looks like essentially the Mahayuti buckled to Nawab Malik's pressure. He made it very clear that he'd file his candidature come what may, either as an independent or as a representative of the NCP Ajit Pawar. So considering that he's gotten the nod, now he's going to go ahead and campaign as an NCP candidate. We spoke to Nawab Malik. Take a look at what he had to say about things finally going his way.
तो 4 महीने पहले मैंने ऐलान किया था कि मैं ये विधानसभा चुनाव लड़ूंगा पांदकुर शिवाजी नगर से, क्योंकि यहाँ की जनता चाहती थी कि मैं यहाँ से चुनाव लड़ूं। और 90,000 की डेफिसिट वाला ये लोकसभा में विधानसभा क्षेत्र है। कोई वहाँ पे चुनाव लड़ने के तैयार नहीं। गठबंधन में पार्टी ने हमारी पार्टी को छोड़ दिया, लेकिन मेरे नाम को लेके विरोध लोगों का, बीजेपी का भी विरोध है, शिवसेना का विरोध है, और शिवसेना ने भी अपना उम्मीदवार खड़ा कर दिया। तो यहाँ तो गठबंधन है नहीं। एनसीपी अलग चुनाव लड़ रही है, शिवसेना बीजेपी अलग चुनाव लड़ रही है। हमारी बेटी के सामने भी बीजेपी के जो विधानसभा के उनके अध्यक्ष हैं, पूर्व नगर सेवक हैं, उन्होंने भी रिबेलियन कैंडिडेट की हैसियत से भर दिया। ठीक है, हमारा चुनाव लड़ने का दोनों विधानसभा से तय है। कुछ दल हमारे खिलाफ हैं, कुछ दल सीधे चुनाव में अपना उम्मीदवार उन्होंने लड़ाने का फैसला किया। तो मुझे लगता है वैचारिक रूप से हमारी लड़ाई तो कभी खत्म ही नहीं हुई। हम धर्मनिरपेक्ष समाजवादी लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था में विश्वास करने वाले लोग हैं, और दादा ने भी कहा है कि पॉलिटिकल एडजस्टमेंट है। हम साहु फुले अम्बेडकर के विचारधारा के मानने वाले लोग हैं। अब लोगों का मुझे विरोध है, लोग मेरे खिलाफ कैंडिडेट खड़ा कर रहे हैं, तो उनकी मर्जी है, लेकिन जनता के समर्थन से हम दोनों सीटें जीतेंगे।
So on the last day of filing nominations, let's take a look at all the big names who went ahead and filed their papers across Maharashtra. The first big one was, of course, Milind Deora, who's filed his nomination in Mumbai's Worli Assembly constituency, which will see a high-stakes battle as sitting MLA Aditya Thackeray of the Uddhav Sena is seeking a re-election from this very seat. Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, Shiv Sena faction leader Shaina NC filed her nomination from Mumba Devi seat. Shaina NC, who was with the BJP, has joined Shiv Sena officially hours after the party fielded her from the Mumba Devi constituency. She remains, of course, with the Mahayuti. Nawab Malik, last-minute entrant into the Maharashtra battle, has filed his nomination from the Mankurd Shivaji Nagar Assembly seat in Maharashtra. He submitted his nomination as a candidate from the NCP Ajit Pawar faction for the state elections. Suresh Bullet Patil filed his nomination from the same seat, from the Mankurd Shivaji Nagar seat, against Abu Azmi and Nawab Malik. All right, let's take a look right now at the caste composition for both the Mahayuti and the Maha Aghadi. When you decode really the candidates that they've put out and who really they're looking to get votes from. So if you look at the caste ballot, look at how really it's looking at for the Maha Aghadi as well as the Mahayuti. You've got 58% of, in fact, the candidates for the Mahayuti from upper caste. As far as the MVA is concerned, that's at 38%. So between the two, it looks like the Mahayuti has, in fact, given a lot more importance to the upper caste, Marathas. Of course, that's the most crucial when it comes to this particular election, especially because of all of the talk of reservation. 46% is the representation of the Mahayuti alliance. As far as the MVA goes, that's at 39%. OBC, and this is something the Congress has spoken about. So the Maha Aghadi, what's their number like? It's at 39%. And while you have the Mahayuti at a much higher point there at 50%. That's the representation they've given to OBC in this particular fight. Dalits is at 46% for the MVA for the Maha Aghadi versus a 35%. Adivasis is at 55% for MVA, 35% for the Mahayuti. And finally, as far as Muslims are concerned, 74% is the Maha Aghadi's representation there in Maharashtra, just 12% for Mahayuti, keeping with, of course, this saffron politics for the Mahayuti. As far as the Mahayuti goes, you look at really what the situation is. Lok Sabha elections post-poll, the assembly election pre-poll, and the change. And that shows you really where they've decided to change things up. In the upper caste, a 25% change compared to the Lok Sabha post-poll versus the assembly election pre-poll. In Marathas, 11% change. As far as, the differences are concerned, you look at the Adivasi number, which is going to minus 10%. So interesting numbers that come out here for the Mahayuti in particular. We will continue to track the latest that comes in from Maharashtra. Remember that the state goes to polls on 20th November, result day on 23rd November. And here, of course, we'll get you all the political updates.